Hello, and welcome back to Lanterns of London, Episode 9. We left our heroes in the lost home of Hilary Wright, a businessman who had fallen on hard times after the death of his wife Clementine some 6 months prior. Said home had been bought by a business rival, Sir Alexander Foundhope, who supposedly had been exploring it to find some of Clementine's, well, whatever it might be that she's hidden in the house that might be a threat to him. We left our characters having been exploring the house and ended up in Clementine's study, where they saw her ghost type out, "I did not knit." We left our characters looking in askance over at the pile of knitting and the large knitting machine in the opposite corner of the study. So, jumping right back in. The five of you are there.
Mm-hmm.
To remind you, this room, you come in through the door, on the left-hand side, along this wall, there are two large bookshelves. There is a desk with a typewriter on it. There is a fireplace. There is a big armchair with a big sort of basket of what does look like knitting projects in it. And then along that back wall, there is a large sort of desk with lots of drawers in it with a knitting machine on top.
I should like to examine that machine.
Okay. Please make me an intelligence engineering roll.
Okay.
Can I either help or also look? Is that all right?
Yes, you can absolutely also look.
Okay. Intelligence engineering.
Oh, dang. I rolled an 11, which is 2 levels of success.
I'll give this to Alice.
Yeah.
This is absolutely... I mean, you can certainly do it for Oliviera as well. I'm saying this is what the information I'm giving to Alice is...
Yeah, I rolled less, so that's fine.
Oh, okay. I mean, this is a knitting machine. It's got essentially a place for a card to be inserted, which indicates the knitting pattern, and would then be used to... wool would be fed into it to produce whatever you wanted out of the particular machine. As far as you can tell, this hasn't been used. It looks pristine. It's covered in a fairly hefty layer of dust in the mechanism. What you also notice is, as you're sort of examining it, it looks like the entire apparatus is designed so that something else can fit into it, Alice. Another machine can effectively attach onto the mechanism attached to that reader, but that a bit appears to be missing. So there's a very sort of large gap in the machine where there's clearly something else that's meant to sit in there.
I see. There's a bit missing here. I think it's essentially a lock, and whatever goes here is a key.
What do you think? It's something that helps the machine function?
Well,
from looking at it, Alice, it looks like it would function as a knitting machine right now. It looks like whatever else is meant to attach into this is surplus to any design you're familiar with.
yeah, I just say that.
Can Nathaniel have a look at the basket of knitting projects?
Certainly.
Do I roll for this?
Yeah, maybe a perception notice roll. Yes, you can add for
Oh no!
elementary observation.
14 for 3 levels of success.
On 3 levels of success, it's very artfully arranged. There's a collection of scarves, gloves, all of which have quite clearly just been at some point sort of torn or pulled apart to look artfully unfinished. And there are needles shoved through sort of balls of yarn. None of these projects are projects that are underway or being actively sort of worked on. They're all just finished pieces of knitting that have been slightly vandalized, and pieces of yarn and balls of yarn with knitting needles stuck through them. It is intended to look like a basket of knitting.
And there's nothing else inside?
No.
Okay.
I would like to do a perception notice roll to have a look at things like the floor, the walls around this desk, this table. Does it look like it moves frequently? Does it look like there's any kind of indication that it would have been positioned, that sort of thing, the wider kind of mechanics itself?
Yeah.
11 for 2 levels of success.
On 11 2 levels of success, it doesn't look like the piece of furniture itself was moved very often. What it does look like is that the drawers were used very frequently, which, given that what you've picked up from elsewhere in the scene, that she didn't knit, the fact that the drawers for the knitting machine are very frequently in use is notable.
Okay. I'm going to open each of the drawers very carefully and just kind of have a good look at them, the contents, etc., etc.
You open the drawers to find a series of punch cards. Quite a lot of them. Some of the drawers are empty. These ones don't appear to have been used as often, but there do appear to be collections of punch cards in each drawer, which look like they fit into this knitting machine.
Okay, understood.
Any more for any more?
Is there anything in particular in any of the patterns of the things that are in the basket? Is it possible that a message could have been, how people sometimes knit codes into things, or?
You can make me what would that be? I'd say an intelligence engineering roll again, if you're trying to look for code in it, certainly.
Cool.
You can't. These, looking at them, feeling them. This is the sort of thing you might buy quite frequently. These are publicly available networks. Someone's bought this in a shop. This hasn't been done by hand here. You don't think this has probably been done and bought at a shop and then arranged to look like knitting.
Okay.
I would like to check these drawers myself. I'll probably do a perception notice roll. I want to see if there's like a false bottom to any of the drawers. So let me just pull up the thing here. Two levels of success.
Because you're looking specifically for this, as you pull out the drawers and examine behind them, at the back of one, there does appear to be a envelope stuffed and hidden behind one of the drawers.
Okay. I'll take it out and open it and read whatever's inside.
Okay. You are able to open this up. For one, on the front of it, there is simply a name printed, written in hand. It just says for Mrs. Campbell. Inside, you open it, and there are just a series of punch cards. They are used. They have had punches made through the paper.
Well, these ones were hidden, so they seem more likely to have been, necessary.
A puff of green smoke emerges from the room, goes back out through the door.
Oh. Well, all right.
Take those with us.
Seems a fair idea to me. I'll hold on to them.
you see this puff of green smoke, this breath, heading back to the door of this study and then vanishing.
Follow.
Shall we follow the miasma?
I see no reason why not.
So,
feel
it
like
has been
maybe
a little
it's-
while for us. I'm sorry, please go on.
I was just going to say, I feel like maybe it's directing us to leave when we found what it wants us to find. So it might be worth following it now.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
I will remind you, on this floor, you've got the study that belonged to Hilary, the study that belonged to Clementine, which on the actual diagram you were given said ladies' drawing room, a guest bedroom, the master suite associated with the dressing room, water closet and bathroom, linens and all laundry room, and a big library going around with the stairs going up to the next floor. You see the puff of green head around towards the opposite corner, which would be the linens and laundry room.
And that but for the grace of God.
Mm-hmm.
What's he doing?
Heading on.
Following.
Okay. You head over towards that corner. I would like Oliviera to make me a perception notice roll as you pass the master bedroom.
Okay. Wait, this isn't where... We're upper floor from where I saw...
No, you're on the
Stuff
floor
at the-
where you saw.
Is it... okay. Perception notice. That is a 15 for 4 levels of success.
Oliviera,
Not sure I
where's
wish to
Lily?
perceive.
Where's your sister? You were supposed to keep her safe.
Is this something I'm just hearing? Like
You're
I was
hearing it.
before?
It's coming through. It's coming through the door. Everyone else can hear that too. It's a woman's voice. Refined.
Do I recognize the voice?
It's been a very long time since you heard your mother. Look the way your stomach drops. It can only be her.
And is this the first time that we've all been able to hear
No,
each
well,
other's things, or
I don't think you've been present when that's happened, where someone else has been able to.
sure?
Because,
Yeah.
yeah, I appreciate it's been some time in the real
when
world
it was,
since.
Yeah, when it was me downstairs.
I figured I was outside, yeah.
Alice was present and heard, whereas you simply weren't present. I think this is the first time that there's something like this has happened where we've all been present.
Okay. So is this the first time I'm seeing other people reacting to a voice that I am hearing and assume only I can hear? Do I clock them reacting to it?
I mean, I'm assuming other people react in some way to hearing a voice, so yes.
You hear that?
I did. And given the company that we are keeping in this house, I think it would be prudent to ignore it.
How far away is the door?
Feet. You're stood within feet of it. You could reach out.
Is
and
it
touch
cracked open?
No, it's closed.
I'd like to ask a stupidly pedantic question. Does this sound like a voice that is coming through a closed door, or does it sound too clear?
Sounds like a voice that's coming through a closed door.
Okay.
It's not her. Whoever you think it is, it's not her.
I know.
I know you know, but
But
it's not.
You abandoned her. You told yourself it's what was best, but you know that's not true. You were just sick of having to feed her. Sick of going hungry so that she didn't have to. You killed our family.
would it be metagaming at this point to assume that Oliviera knows that her mother would never speak to her like that?
I think that's a reasonable assumption for Oliviera
Like
to make.
ever. Like even though she was so young, she knows.
I think it's reasonable to assume that that's something trying to get a rise out of you. I don't think that would be metagaming. I think that would be a legitimate conclusion to reach in character.
I'd like to move towards the door. I'd like to put my hand on it. Do I feel anything?
It's cold, like the rest of the house.
Do I feel where this presence is in relation to the door? Is it like right on the other side, or is it like...
You can't tell that.
I can't tell. Even if I were to use the sight, that wouldn't help at all.
You couldn't see through the door.
That's
It doesn't
fair.
let you see through walls.
That's very fair.
Nathaniel's
I'd like
gonna
to...
come forward and take you by the shoulder, and then look between Oliviera and Tristan. Maybe it would be smart to take care of these things so they can't jump us later.
You see Tristan nods, and then his posture becomes a little bit more rigid as his eyes just become that same icy blue. And he moves towards the door.
Where's the...
Mhm.
Where's the phosphorescent presence at this point?
You can no longer see it. It's gone towards that far corner and disappeared.
I think we should deal with that first. We don't know how much time we have.
Indeed.
If you
And
say so.
and
She's
given
fixed on the door.
and given how dangerous those things are, we've seen, I'd rather not have to take a risk of battling it if it turns out not to be necessary. If they attack us later, we can deal with it then.
Which of you's
Both
holding
having
the
some.
current flaming torch? I believe it was Nathaniel.
Mm-hmm.
It begins to gutter.
Let's go. Let's go.
I'm gonna hold out
Before-
the torch for someone to light theirs with what remains of mine.
I believe Alice, Tristan, and Edmund had them because I believe it was Olivier was holding the lantern, if memory serves.
It was,
Yeah.
we made 4 torches and we're on the second one.
Okay, so that would be Alice and Tristan, and I think had them.
Tristan will kind of shake things off and then hold out his torch to light it. So he's got torch in one hand and sword in the other.
Tristan, it leaves you a little bit slower than usual.
I'd like to... Did we notice what was happening with Tristan? We did, didn't we?
You can.
Can have, I think. He's not made any effort to disguise it this time.
I just want to kind of lean into him and say, thank you. It's appreciated. And then I want to lean back towards the door and speak directly into it and just say, nice try. Shall we?
I need you to make a dodge roll.
Oh, damn it.
What?
Don't taunt the demons!
Oh,
The door's shut! The door's shut, Xander!
They have
Door
very
is
sharp
shut.
claws.
I need you to make a dodge roll.
Okay. Apologies, is this just under the hand-to-hand combat maneuvers dodge?
Correct.
Cool. Amazing. That is a 15.
Oof, that's a
Just
very
enough.
lucky roll. As you say that, you feel the wood vibrate under your hands as this claw just smashes through the door right at eye level, and you just stumble backwards out of the way. And I'm going to need everyone to roll the initiative.
I'd like to apologize,
listen, these things happen.
but not massively.
Why are you all so fast?
You are all very, very fast.
I have a +5 on initiative, and I'm still not beating you.
I also have a 5 in
Allison.
dexterity.
Same. I will say, out of character, I do look forward to the inevitable sword fight on a rain-slickened precipice between Alice and Tristan.
Yes, please.
I forgot to add
Nice.
my 5 modifier.
Oh,
Oh, I didn't add anything. I just clicked a roll.
You can just stick it in the modifier next to the initiative on the combat sheet
yeah, I've done that.
Mhm.
for future reference.
Same.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I don't have a modifier, so that's probably why I didn't add anything.
Correct.
Good lord. She's not a combat-y gal. Except with a gun. Well, luckily we have prepped fire now, so that's good.
And holy water. We have holy water.
And holy water.
Stunning. At the top of the round, we have you. There is currently a arm. So this arm, it looks like a slightly pale woman's hand, except the fingers have sharpened down to fine points. Wearing a black sort of dress up to the sleeve, up to the wrist. It's currently up to the elbow out of the door, right
Well-
where Oliviera's face was a moment before.
I appreciate you giving me a target.
Mhm.
So Tristan's going to just aim to basically, sever or at least severely scathe this arm.
Okay, go for it. Please make me your sword roll.
14 for 3 levels of success.
I have
So,
a question.
Yes.
What did me blessing the sword last time do for the roll? Is that something that's been
Nothing for the roll.
nothing for the roll? Okay.
However, as this sword bites down into the flesh, a gout of white flame erupts out of the now white pallid stump as this hand just flops down to the ground and immediately just bursts into a splatter of ichor. There is a seething hiss that evaporates immediately on the other side of the door as something stumbles back. You have your other action.
I do have my other action. I'm trying to... Why didn't I add more strength to Tristan? Can I do strength athletics to kick down the door
You absolutely can.
with a -2? Because this is not going to be great. Oh, 12 for 2 levels of success.
On 2 levels of success, given the door's already been damaged, and so you can kick it hard enough that the wood fractures inwards slightly, and as such, the door sort of swings open off its hinge, and you can see a very pallid-looking creature like you've seen downstairs a moment ago, and another one that looks like a very upstanding man, quite tall, about 6 feet, with a beard with grey in it and slicked back hair, in a formal suit. That, however, will bring us to Alice.
Right. So, now that the door's open, yeah, Alice is just going to zoom in and go for the one that's already injured. She's gonna draw her sword like out of the sheath, and in the same motion try and slice into it.
Okie doke. Please make your attack roll. This time it is going to attempt to dodge because it can see.
Okay, I just need to... Oh, right, I need to add that. Yes! Just enough.
Oof, very nice.
It rolled a 15, and she rolled a 16 with her attack.
It is not looking particularly well, I will give you that, as you slash your sword across its chest, and more of this black ichor just splatters down onto the ground beneath it, stumbles back. Its mouth has now dissolved with the image of the woman it was impersonating, and it makes no sound, but you can hear its footsteps as it stumbles back unevenly. Anything more from Alice?
Oh no, she's keeping her second action for defensive maneuvers.
Okay. In which case, it is going to lunge forward at... it's going to go for Alice, because Alice is the one who stepped forward into the room. Slashing out at you with its remaining claw.
Oh.
Roll of 14 for 3 levels success and 15 damage. Are you dodging or parrying?
Parrying, always.
Okay.
And that is...
Does
where
ganging
on
up
here?
count for parry? Does ganging up count for parry?
No.
Okay.
Actually, where is that on here? I can't see
It's just
it.
making a weapon attack, and if you beat it by at least one level of success, your attack lands and this doesn't.
Okay. In that case... Roll of 16 again.
Oof! As this thing lunges forward with its remaining claw, aiming straight for your jugular, you simply sidestep and, balancing perfectly, move the sword in such a way that it just impales itself on it. And you simply let its momentum carry it past you as it just splatters down into ichor on the ground behind you. That will bring us to Edmund. Again, there is this pursuit. Oh, sorry, Alice, go on.
I was just gonna say, before that, she totally does a thing where she lashes out with her sword, not at anything, but just to get the blood off of it, and then does a cool flip, and then flip with the sword, and then just resheaths it.
Yeah,
just
there is still
one
cool. Man stood there in the room in front of you, just in case you don't want to.
She's
just yet.
Oh no, she's an IA Jitsu fighter. She always does the resheath
she
thing.
does the resheath. I understand. Edmund, there is a tall, hirsute gentleman in a suit stood in front of you.
In terms of... just a second. Yeah. I don't really have much on me at the moment. I'm going to
burn through a few things earlier in the fight.
Yeah, so I've used up a number of items. Okay, I'm going to take this as my opportunity to look around and see if there is something I can use as a weapon.
Okay, there's a couple of... There's a quite hefty-looking candlestick on a side table not far from you that you think has enough heft to count as a small club.
Okay. What I'd like to do then is I would like to... Yeah, what I'd like to do is I would like to grab the candlestick and I would like to open the bottle of holy water and just empty some of the holy water onto the candlestick.
Okay. Yep. I will say that
and
will
if
take an
that's-
action, but you're able to do that.
Yeah, that's fine. And then I think at that point I will just kind of stand ready.
Okay. Got this candlestick raised above your head. Nathaniel.
You said before my torch was sputtering out. Has it gone out completely or not yet?
I'll be generous and say the last flickering remnants of flame are still on it.
Can I put it out in the face of the bearded gentleman?
You absolutely can.
What do I roll for
That's-
this? Is that
If
small
you've got
talk?
a sort of any melee weapon, just roll it and I will calculate the damage separately. It is going to attempt to parry.
Up to this point, I genuinely wasn't sure if I believed that Nathaniel might have killed someone. And now I'm just here like,
Violence is easy. Restraint is what's difficult.
Unfortunately, in this instance, the violence is very easy for the demon as it has a better roll than you. You take 17 points of damage as you lunge forward with this torch, and this claw just comes out of nowhere and jams into your side, and immediately you feel a lacerating wound open up in your midriff. I believe you do have your armor suit on, so you will reduce that by, I think it's 4 points, due to the armor you've got on, as the chainmail pad just blocks some of the damage coming through.
Can we elaborate on how that feels?
It feels like an icicle has been stabbed into your side.
Okay.
Do we clock that there's like chainmail under?
It's
frog?
Cabriolet.
Have we
It's boiled leather, I believe. It's a big boiled leather pad which has been studded and reinforced. So, I mean, it looks like the arm should come out the other side of his torso, and it doesn't. He's driven back, and a splatter of blood drops down. But that is it. However, do you have an extra action, Nathaniel?
No.
No. That will bring us to Skip, who does see Nathaniel get brutally wounded and does feel the need to do something about it. So Skip is going to attempt to bite the creature.
Skip, don't. Just don't. Skip, don't do it.
Oh, I thought Edmund was still carrying him.
It's going to attempt to parry, but it's now on a -2. Oh, and Skip would have a bonus because of, so he's going to count a bonus for ganging up, so he gets plus
give
2
the dog a bonus. Sorry.
Skip comes out of nowhere and clamps his jaws around this creature's jugular and just rides it down to the floor. Immediately, this visage of a hirsute gentleman melts away as this small mongrel is just, Jack Russell is just shaking his throat like he's a rat and he's caught him. Ichor is just splattering out from between his jaws around. That will, however, bring us to its go. It is going to attempt to bat Skip off him. Skip is going to attempt to dodge. Skip is going to use a drama point.
Good.
Good.
Skip very narrowly dodges claws that rent through the wooden floorboards where he was a moment beforehand, and stumbles back, and you see him flopping over onto his side as he tries to scramble away. That is his one and only drama point for the avoidance of doubt.
Baby boy.
That will, however, have been all of the actions used up by the mimic, so that brings us to Oliviera.
How's this mimic looking at this point?
He's mildly injured. The only person who's landed a hit on him so far is Skip. So he's got ichor splattered down its chest. It has now reverted back to its spindly white form that somehow invokes sort of a thin, almost like one of those drawing puppets that's used to sort of pose. It's got that kind of vague anatomy. But it's looking, apart from the wound in its throat, it's looking unmarked.
Okay. I'd like to get as close to it as I can. It's on the floor, right? So I could, like, crouch down and be next to it.
Yep.
Skip, I'm assuming, is somewhere beside me.
Yes.
Cool. So I'm going to look at Skip, look at the creature, get out my derringer, put it to the creature's head and say, "Funny. Our family always loved dogs." And fire.
Okay, you can make me an attack with the derringer. It's going to attempt to dodge.
Cool. Do. Apologies, I'm scrolling to get the derringer. There we go.
Rolled an 11 on its dodge, but unfortunately on a 5 there is a clunk as the derringer jams.
Okay.
You will need to take an action to reload it before you can use it again.
No worries. Do I have any further actions?
I do not believe you have high enough dex to have further actions now.
Okay. No worries.
That brings us back up to the top of the round, and Tristan.
So Tristan, seeing this, is just going to leap over the splattered body of the other one, or the splattered gore of the other one, and make a slashing attack against the one, the bearded one.
Okay then, it's going to attempt to use its second action to dodge. It is at a -2. It rolled a 13.
I rolled a 14.
And with that, you slash down, and as you drive the blade through its chest, this gout of white fire erupts up, and in the light of it, it is splattered into an inky shadow against the floorboards. And there is suddenly silence, the sound of heavy breathing as Nathaniel clutches his side.
Oh dear.
I'd like to go over and heal him, please.
Yep, you're able to do that. Could you make me a Doctor Intelligence roll?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Nathaniel, please make me a difficult willpower roll.
5 levels of success on a 17.
Nice.
You recover 15 hit points from life points from that.
Back to full.
I can heal one person each.
Once
it's like
per
one
day,
per day,
people,
one each. Yeah. Anyone
each
else?
person can benefit from one healing doctor roll per day.
Is that per day in world? I'm trying to remember who I've healed.
In world, yeah.
So far, sorry. I was just going to say, so far, I believe it's only Skip who has been healed.
Yeah.
Cool. And now Nathaniel.
I'd like to glance around the group and see if there's anyone else who urgently needs healing at this point. I don't think there would be, because I don't think anyone took damage there other than Nathaniel, but cool.
Not to brag or anything, but Alice hasn't taken damage once this entire campaign.
So far.
Oh, wow.
So far, but yes.
We love to see someone build up, don't we? We do love to see someone build up.
Yeah, just love that hubris. Just it's music to my ears.
So yeah, Oliviera goes over, heals quickly. Oh, sorry.
On one level of success, Nathaniel, it's been a long time since you've been wounded, since you've seen your own blood. And as Oliviera wraps the pristine white bandages around your midriff, and you see the crimson soak into them, that smell is in your nostrils again. Gun smoke, burning flesh. No one else is reacting to it. No one else is hearing what you're hearing. Distant screams. You notice your hand shaking. Close your fingers into a fist, so tight the knuckles turn white. but you're able to gather yourself, get your feet under you and stand, as you have so many times before.
Do I also notice that when I'm healing him? Do I notice him shaking?
You can make me a perception notice roll. It is going to require quite a high level of success.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's only a 1 level of success. It's a 10.
On that, you notice him responding, but you can only assume that's to the pain of being injured. You wouldn't be able to attribute anything
I
more
just
to
assume
that.
pain, adrenaline, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when she's done that, she's going to just go and stand in the center of the room and just look around at whatever remains of these creatures and just take everything in very silently for a moment and just have a second to just process that.
A creaking passes through the house like a shiver. As you stand in that room, Oliviera, the windows are still inky black on the outside. No sign of moonlight. No reflected streetlight from the snow.
This is the room I saw them in from outside. Okay. One, 2, 3. Down. I'd like to use the sight, please.
Okay. I need you to make me a difficult willpower roll.
Oh no.
Okay. It's been difficult. That's 2 levels of success on a 12.
Oof, that is a good roll.
Mm-hmm.
The pain comes so much stronger this time, but you bite back the scream that fills your throat. The windows vibrate with the myriad creatures crawling across them. Thin, white forms. Hundreds. Thousands. Just on the other side of that thin membrane of glass. Which you know on some level is not what's holding them back. You can see that same vibration passing down through the walls of the house from above you. Stronger now.
Would I perhaps assume at this point that that is what the darkness is composed of?
The vibration.
These creatures, these entities, whatever they are,
Possibly.
crowding onto the window?
It looks like you're seeing past that darkness. If
Okay.
anything.
Got it.
It looks like there is a very, very thin... In fact, make me an intelligence cultism roll, based on what you're saying.
Okay. Intelligence cultism. It's only 1 level of success on a 10.
You aren't sure what you're looking at, and you're not sure what its significance is. What you can tell is the space between those vibrations you're seeing. It's getting shorter.
I'd like to check the auras of the group, please, as I turn back round.
They remain unchanged from the last time you saw them. It does look like there is a slight tremble in both Skip's and in Nathaniel's, but that you'd associate that with pain.
Okay. Then I would like to relay what I'm seeing.
I would like to. So you had Oliviera roll an occultism intelligence roll. Is there anything that I could roll to amplify that up with my additional knowledge that I might have? Happy to roll something else with a modifier or something to see if I can kind of take it to the next step.
I would say, given what you've been told, you can make the same roll, and I will take into account that she shared that realization with you as part of that. So you might get additional information based on what she's already gleaned.
Okay. Was it occultism intelligence?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
No. That's 8 with no levels of success. Nothing.
This is beyond anything that you've come across before. You are not sure what any of this means. You just know that the outside world isn't there anymore. And by the sounds of it, more of these horrors are on the other side of whatever is.
Are they making any noise other than rattling
You
on?
can't hear them. They aren't. You can't even hear the sound of them moving across. You can only see it.
Are they kind of floating? So I'm just trying to get a picture of them.
They are physically pressed, crawling over each other on the opposite side of the glass.
Okay.
But you get the sense that you're seeing through this very thin barrier of darkness.
Olivier describes that to us, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
If Tristan approaches the area she's described and brandishes the sword towards them, is there any reaction, Olivier?
Scatter away from the window.
Oh, interesting. I relay that.
Well, that is something interesting, at least, I suppose.
Has Tristan relayed to us what has happened with this sword?
No.
Okay.
I think he would now. He would probably, just by way of explanation, when we were making the holy water, or when, Nathaniel was making the holy water, he also blessed my sword, and so these creatures appear to...
Well, demons, holy essence, makes sense.
What
But
does that
I'm
mean
not
for
sure.
where... Sorry, Alice.
Oh, I was just going to say that as terrifying as that sounds, and as good as it is to know that they fear it, I rather think we should not use this much time. I think we should get back to what we were doing. That is, at least... And she sort of moves over to Dr. Rice and just she doesn't touch her or anything, but she's just assuming that you're ready to go.
Just one final look around the room. Is this room familiar to me in any way? I forgot to ask that. Does it mirror a room that I know? Okay.
Not at all. It's a well-appointed master bedroom, but it's not one that you recall, no.
All fine. Thank you.
You were in this room before. You did not go into the dressing room. The dressing room's door is currently stood open, implying the creatures must have come out of it.
We can always come back to it.
Correct.
Let's continue on our way. And I guess we'll go back to following
Mhm, mhm.
You are able to follow the corridor around to the linens room. Are you opening the door? So you open the door. It looks like essentially a large airing cupboard. It's not. It's quite a compact room. There does appear to be sort of a couple of cupboards that are clearly intended to collect, sort of hold linens. There's drying racks for clothes suspended from the ceiling. There is also a large metal shutter against one wall.
A laundry chute?
It looks to be
It's the
a single puff of green smoke erupts near the laundry chute.
Okay, let's go and open that up then.
Mhm.
Opening it up, it travels up above you and seems to drop down below into darkness.
How narrow is it?
Wide enough that actually laundry chutes by design are fairly wide.
Mhm.
You think that it's about as far abreast as slightly wider than Daniel's shoulders at its broadest. It's about 3 feet across.
If we have like someone who has a new torch, can we get that put into the chute just so we can illuminate it and see if there's anything in there? Like,
Yeah. Or I've got the
Tristan
lantern.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
an option too.
Less
Whichever.
flammable.
Mm.
You shine the lantern into the shaft. It goes down 2 floors past the ground floor and down into the basement, as far as you can tell. There doesn't appear to be anything obstructing it. It just looks like who's actually looking down the shaft? Because I would say only one of you could probably fit your head in at a time.
I'd say I am.
I assumed it was Alice.
Could you make me a perception notice roll then, please?
Doke. Damn. No levels of success.
You can't pick anything out in the darkness.
Is the puff of smoke doing anything now that the chute's open?
It's gone. You can't see it anymore.
I mean,
Did we see which way it went?
I will say you could have seen the woman was there, and literally as she sort of stood at the chute, she faded as you stepped into the room.
Oh, okay.
my question would be, long way or short way?
Well, given how the upper floors are looking, I doubt the basement would be very welcoming. But then again, if there were secrets to be found... Well, if the mechanism used for the chute, for the machine, I mean, if it was dropped in here, then I assume it would be at the bottom.
Is that what we're assuming we're being led to?
Well, we still don't know what the machine was for. So if she's trying to show us that, I would assume it's down there.
Or somewhere in... Are we surrounded by, like, laundry bags or baskets, or what's the rest of the...
There is some sort of like linens in the cupboards, but it looks like everything had largely been sort of cleared away long since. So there are linen cupboards that are closed. You could presume there are things in there you could check. There are sort of large sort of wicker baskets and things that are clearly for transporting laundry, but they are empty.
Okay.
I'd say,
if... Sorry, go on.
I'd say a quick check of the cabinets, and then Nathaniel's going to point towards the chute.
I was also going to say, if people want to go down the chute while I stay and look through cabinets, I'm also happy to do that. Or rather, Oliviera would be very happy to do that.
Well, if we find what we're looking for and half of us are down the chute, that's not ideal.
That's a fair point.
I don't think it would be
Right.
prudent for one person to go down there alone. Perhaps we should only send 2 of us.
Well, I'll tell you what. Alice, you and I were down there before. Let's go down there again. We've at least got
Oh.
some idea of the layout.
Was that the same area? I thought it was a separate...
It's the basement cellar which you were in.
Okay, then yes, absolutely.
Are we checking
Nathaniel,
cabinets first before?
Yeah, cabinets.
Over the cabinets, they are filled with things like bed linen, towels, all the sort of things you would expect to find in an airing cupboard like this. Predominantly, it looks like the suite that's used in the master bedroom is stored in one cabinet. The ones for the guest bedrooms are stored in another.
I've had a thought. Rather than try and feel our way down the chute, why not make a rope?
As in using the linens?
Yes, tie them together. That way we have a sort of lifeline.
Sounds like a plan. Yeah, happy to start doing that.
All right. Since it was my idea, I'll also help out.
You're able to tie together some of the sheets, which creates a sort of knotted rope going down to the cellar. With that, it will make any rolls needed to get down easier.
All right.
Who's going first?
aren't we? No, actually, no. Every time that Edmund and Alice have tried to do a thing, Edmund has fallen on his rear, and it's ended poorly for him. He's going to be mindful of this, and he is going to offer Alice to go first, as much as anything, so that she doesn't land on him when she does a perfect mid-air cartwheel or whatever the heck she's about to pull off.
I get a dexterity acrobatics or dexterity athletics roll from Alice, please.
Athletics. Okay, acrobatics is higher. 2 levels of success.
Alice doesn't really need the rope as she sort of slides down, but she uses it just for the sake of propriety and to make it clear the effort was worth it and not to damage anyone's pride too much as she makes her way down to the cellar. Are you taking any light source with you?
Probably for the best. I'm, well, maybe, no, not the torch. That's, well, you guys are going to need the lantern, so I should probably take one of the torches and make sure it's lit.
You're taking a torch down a linen rope?
Good point,
like
actually.
You should take the lantern.
You're right.
Yeah,
you guys can use the torch.
I was thinking I'd handed Alice the lantern so that Alice could look.
There you go.
So
All right.
keep it. It's fine.
Can I get the roll from Edmund if you're going next as well, before I describe the scene?
To confirm, this is athletics deck,
It's athletics or acrobatics, whichever's better,
but with a dexterity attribute.
with a dexterity attribute.
Cool. Okay. 14 with 3 levels of success.
No, you go. What was that saying?
It's all good.
You're able to effectively, using your feet to sort of guide you down, almost like a chimney climb down with the rope to assist you. You're able to make it down very, very easily this time, restoring your pride from earlier.
I retcon very briefly. Before I drop down the rope, I would have turned to Nathaniel and go, "Keep an eye on Skip. Don't let him do anything stupid."
Of course.
Cool. Okay. Down the rope.
The second you disappear out of sight, Skip sort of puts his feet up on the wall and is trying to get his nose up towards the chute.
Oh.
You reach the
Give him a
bottom
little squitch.
and step into the room. The lantern picks out the large cabinet that's been pushed over so as to cover the door, to block it from being opened from the outside. The corpse in the corner, based on the large pool of blood surrounding her, appears to be one of the staff, based on the way she's dressed. There's a significant wound in her side.
Does it look claw-y?
It does.
Are we talking recent or dated? Is the blood dried?
It's going over to it, based on the consistency, it looks thick, as though it's dried somewhat but not completely had time to dry. Also, the body doesn't look like it's had significant time to decay, which would put it around the time of when you're aware the seance was conducted.
Perfect, thank you.
Well, if she fell down here, I'm going to, mutter a quick apology to her and then sort of check her to see if she's got any kind of anything like the mechanism that we're looking for.
Checking about her person, she does have two rather large sort of side pockets, almost like attached onto her dress, that are hidden under her bustle. In one of them, there appears to be the remains of a shattered piece of machinery.
Oh dear. Well, this isn't ideal.
Are you holding it up and sharing that?
Yeah, she's gonna use the lantern to sort of show him the thing.
Okay. I want to just kind of observe it and see if I can work out what it is, how it works, what it does, using my intuition and kind of historical stuff that I've been exposed to, remembering back to what we've seen previously.
Make me a intelligence engineering roll. You may add your points in inventor to this.
Excellent, thank you. Engineering intelligence, you said, yes?
Correct.
Okay, bear with me for a moment. That's right. Oh, literally the lowest I could possibly get. I roll a 7 for 0 levels of success.
In the dark, with the adrenaline pumping, you just can't put any of this together.
Okay.
These are effectively like standalone pockets that are designed to be worn across the midriff and sit underneath the bustle. You can effectively just take them off the body of Alice and cinch them closed to hold the machine parts inside.
Right. And is there anything else down here that seems suspicious or investigation worthy?
Make me a perception notice roll.
I'm going to do the same. While I'm doing that, I'm also going to shout up or kind of call up the shaft to make sure that the team are aware of what we are finding and discovering.
Okay.
Again,
Ooh.
my notice roll 7 for an absolute 0 level of success.
And I got a 15 for 4 levels of success.
On 4 levels of success, you can see a small crack at the bottom of the shaft, which is presumably where this machine fell. There is absolutely no other evidence of its existence on the floor. It looks like it's all been swept up and effectively sequestered away by whoever this woman was. The door, there is a tiny crack in it where you can see someone has been shoving and pushing against it. And you can see, as you approach it, on the inside of the door, you can see where the wood has started to splinter and break from something or someone trying to get in.
But the door's not open. It's not like already splintered.
No, it's not. It looks like it held.
But if the door held, then how did she get them slash?
See the blood drops. It's the bloody handprint on the cupboard. She was injured before she got in here.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Poor thing. Well, if there's nothing else here, I suggest we make our way back up.
Okay.
If it's quite all right, you should go first.
So you're able to make your way back up the shaft, reconvene in the room above.
And show them the mechanism parts. Just be like, it's not an ideal situation, I must say.
It does look like a fairly delicate piece of machinery that has effectively been shattered by the force of the drop. It is also, I will give you this, Alice, just in your hand, it's very weighty. It's definitely a couple of kilograms, at least.
May I please examine it?
Of course.
Same roll I gave Edmund, that's going to be a engineering plus intelligence roll with you adding your points in inventor.
Oh, okay.
She has points in inventor too? Intriguing.
I don't know if I've ever added these.
Literally just add 2 as your modifier.
I was going to say,
Yes.
am I just adding 2? Amazing. Come on, little text box. There we go. 12 levels of success? No, that's not it. 2 levels
2
of
levels
success on a
A
12.
roll of 12.
Can you imagine?
You believe with adequate time it would be possible to reassemble this. You do believe this would fit into the mechanism. From what you can tell, in combination, essentially it's intended to take the information that would go into the reader of the knitting machine, and you can see a slot that looks like a place for perhaps a paper ribbon to be placed. It looks like it would give some sort of readout, so you can actually see there are small keys on it that look like type. It looks like it would be able to give a readout of letters and numbers.
Okay.
But it would take a long time to reassemble. It could not be done now.
Okay, I relay that to Alice in case she doesn't already know.
Makes sense.
And I kind of bank it as a potential project for when all this is over, because however helpful I think it would be to know what's going on with it now, I don't think we have time. Have we noticed at all whether the vibrations on the window and around the house, you said that they have got closer together? Is it like in terms of the time between them, have they got more intense as well when they're happening?
Time between them has got shorter and their intensity has been increasing. However, by this point, I will say your sight has faded. And at that point, the blinding headache has started to throb behind your eyes.
Okay, I think in that case, I would give the mechanism back to Alice for safekeeping. Take the lantern and go over towards one of the darker corners of the room we're in, and kind of just set down the lantern and start getting some pills out of a little bottle.
Yeah.
And taking them.
Edmund?
I'm just going to ask, you said that you described what you saw to Alice. Did you describe it to the room at large or just Alice?
It was like spoken directly to Alice, because Alice was the one who gave me the mechanism to look at. anyone could have overheard it. There was no attempt to disguise what was going on.
Right. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that Edmund had the knowledge that me, the
Yeah.
player, has.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you.
She's kind of just been, just talking.
Thinking out loud.
Out. Yeah. As she does, yeah.
Well, this presents a new problem. If we can't fix this, then what is the solution to this situation?
Maybe we take it back up to the machine and examine them both together further. Have we seen any... Did you see any more indication of where the lady wanted us to go when you were down?
No, we didn't see her.
Maybe this is it then.
But if we can't use it, then...
Won't use it yet. We might need to deal with. He points to...
Fair enough.
Well, I mean, we were working our way through the house. We might as well finish what we started.
True enough.
Can always head back to that room when we've done so.
Sure, if you like. Let's go. So I guess we would head back to the room next to the one that we'd gotten to and continue our investigation round, I suppose.
Yep. So you're able to get back out onto the landing. You have now explored every single room on this floor, other than the bathrooms, which you presumably have been able to see on the map. So
I don't want to see a haunted bathroom. It's fine.
This is valid. This is a valid choice to make. Are you heading up the stairs?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to pick up Skip and carry him until further notice.
This is fair. I will say you can still hold the candlestick. You just sort of hold Skip in your arms. He initially sort of like wiggles slightly, but then settles after he realizes you're not going to let go anytime soon. You're able to head up. There is another landing with a corridor that goes back around. On the map, it shows there are 2 more guest rooms on this floor, a further linen closet and laundry above the first one that you were just in, a gallery, and a drawing room. There also appears to be what looks like effectively just a she's marked a Mrs. Margaret has as Margaret Parr has sort of scratched Miss Margaret Carr has scratched a little box with a cross in it at the other end of the landing around the corner, but that's not immediately obvious what that means.
Crosses in or X?
X.
X. Okay.
X marks the spot.
X marks the spot. Maybe. Might be worth having a look.
Well, yeah, let's go and have a look then.
Walking around the landing, there is there appears to be
Landings of London.
A hatch going up into an attic.
Oh, hell no.
Have we heard anything on this floor so far? I think Nathaniel would specifically be looking out for any noise.
Make me a perception notice roll.
Danger?
Sure, I will let you roll for danger.
You sound like you want it to.
Yes. It'll make things
Relishing
more
the
interesting,
danger.
and I get to add a bonus to my roll. Why wouldn't I want this?
I mean, you can't lose. Whoa.
That's 5 levels of success.
You can hear so distantly, it's barely there, the sound of scratching on wood, on slate, on glass. And you know it wasn't there not that long ago. And you can hear above you the sound of what you're not quite sure. There's almost a hum, a buzz, but it's so low it's just below hearing.
Nathaniel's going to look up at the hatch for the attic and then turn to the group. I don't think we have a lot of time left. And I think whatever we're looking for is up here. So, caution.
Understood.
Well then. And Tristan goes to hand the torch to whoever has the lantern.
That's me at this point.
Do you take and trade?
Yeah, sure.
He takes the lantern and he starts. Is there a pull down or is it?
It's if you reach it, there does appear to be a sort of a ring that you can pull. You need to sort of reach quite high up on your toes to actually reach it, but it's not particularly high ceiling on this floor. So you're able to reach up, just hook your fingers through it, and pull it down. The hatch opens. You can see the foot of a ladder extending out from it, but you can't quite reach it from where you are. It's just out of reach.
If it's
As
just
in,
out of
is-
reach for Tristan, is it in reach for Nathaniel?
Damn, yes it is. Yes, it is. Go, gadget
Tristan's
legs.
6'2".
I'm aware of that. Nathaniel is 6'5", I believe. So just within reach.
I didn't know you were that tall.
You were just able to catch the edge of the ring pull that was dangling from the hatch versus being able to reach up and grab a ladder that was above the hatch. Yes, you're able to do that and pull down this ladder, which leads up to the attic. All of you can now hear a very sort of low hum.
Can we see anything up there?
From where you are, you can just see the underside of roof slates revealed in the lantern's light.
Tristan's
Have
going
I-
to. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I was just going to ask if I've heard anything like this noise before. That's all.
Make me an intelligence roll, just straight intelligence.
I was
This is a
expecting
feat of memory.
No, that's very interesting. Just straight intelligence. Okay. That's a 12 for 2 levels of success.
It sounds like some of the electric lights you have been around. It's that sound that you get when electricity is running.
Oh. Okay. I comment that sounds like something being powered. No? You hear that?
Yes.
That hum.
Now that it's been pointed out, can we all hear that? Is that something that you'd be happy for us all to just be able to intuit?
I think it's something I'd let you all intuit now that you've heard it. Some of you are more familiar and have been around electric lighting and stuff more often than others because it is still a relative rarity, but it is something that you could conceivably have heard.
Bearing this in
But
mind.
this-
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, apologies. I was just going to ask, but there's no sign of light. There's no sign of...
No lights
Okay.
coming down from above.
Sorry.
Tristan's going to make his way up the ladder.
You go up the ladder. You step into this room. It is dark, but you can see at the other end there seems to be some sort of hulking shape at the end of this sort of long room. It's quite a low ceiling. There are some roof lights sort of spaced along some of those round, sort of arched windows set into the roof of the building. Who's going next?
Nathaniel would.
You step into the darkness. You got a torch. Who's got the torch at the moment, actually?
I have a torch.
You have the lantern. I'm wondering who's got the actual
No,
lit torch.
I've got
Oh no,
the
no! I
lantern.
gave
Oh,
the lantern.
you've
I
got the
gave the
lantern.
lantern to
Sorry, I got
Tristan. I
mixed
now
up
have the
there.
torch. Yeah.
Right, I got mixed up there. In the lantern's light, you can see a large brass-bound machine. There are several vacuum tubes set inside this large sort of brass bracket with wisps of what look like blue flame, but it's whipping and cracking side to side too quickly to be that. And there is set in each of these tubes a different tuning fork. You can feel their vibrations from here. Nathaniel steps into the room behind you and sees the same.
Does seem eerily familiar, doesn't it, Nathaniel?
Well, turning that machine off should be our priority right now, then, I think.
Unless it's doing something that matters. Perhaps one of those more mechanically inclined. If you would be so kind as to whisper back down. And as he does that, Tristan will approach slowly, not all the way to it, but just trying to get a better view.
There's a feeling as you're approaching it, you almost feel nauseous approaching it. Like you're being repulsed. Like some part of you is quivering. Like a candle flame in a breeze. Nathaniel? You stepped down.
I'm not gonna go down. I'm just gonna crouch by the opening, and I didn't see Edmund do any of his tag whiz. Then I'd call.
No, you did, because one of them was used out in the main foyer. You did see one of them get used. But to be fair, it was a flash of light. How much you might have intuited from that is debatable.
Yeah,
You
to
did see
be
something.
fair, the one in the foyer was just a flash of light because that was one I held in my hand.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Then I would call for Olivier.
Okay.
I go up. I think because no one else has a torch, right?
Not at the moment.
I think I'd pass the torch back to either Alice or Edmund before I head up.
I'd say
'cause I know
Edmund.
that the
Alice
lantern
wants to
is
keep
up.
her hands.
Yeah, fair. I know that the lantern is up there, so I'll be able to see once I get up, and I don't want to leave people down here in darkness, so I offer the torch back to whoever wishes to take it, and I head up the ladder.
You see the same machine I have described to the others. All of you are now being able to hear that scratching. Those of you who are stood in the attic can see that darkness. You can start to see thin white shapes just on the edge of vision moving through it.
So the stuff that I was seeing with the sight is now visible.
Becoming visible. It is still shaded, but it is becoming more visible.
Okay. Okay. Can I intuit from looking at the machine and seeing how these things are responding that they are attuned to it in some way? I'm trying to figure out whether it's possible for Oliviera to determine if this is keeping them back or drawing them in.
Make me a intelligence plus engineering roll.
Intelligence plus... I cannot find an engineering to plus. Apologies for just being silly.
So it's engineering is the skill. You're looking to put intelligence against it in your
Oh,
skills.
sorry. I was looking at straight intelligence and then modifiers. Forgive me. Same roll. 12 for 2 levels of success.
From what you can intuit, the vibrations you've seen are coming from this machine, and you believe that is the source of whatever is happening to the house, and probably the source of these creatures. As to how specifically to utilize it, you are not currently sure. You will need either more time to examine it or for someone else to come and have a look at it as well.
Okay. I'm aware that Edmund has some skill in engineering, if only from the fact I've seen that device that you have, because I was questioning you about it.
No, I think you similarly only saw the bright flash of light. You think you only
You
I think
at
you were
no
only
point-
in the room.
I'm talking about like several sessions ago with when we were digging up a
You did
grave.
have the shovel device.
The shovel. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
But I think that would be a bit of a leap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. That is fair enough. I'd like to take some time to examine the machine then, and see if there's any obvious way to turn it off, or intuit further what it specifically is and is doing.
Yes, I think.
As Oliviera is examining the machine, does she express what she's looking for as to whether it's keeping things out or bringing things in?
I think she would be murmuring it to herself. Probably just about loud enough to hear, if you were to actually listen. She's not going to stop what she's doing and be like, here's what this is doing, because she's still kind of figuring it out. But as she's going along, she'll be like, okay, if I turn this off, then that should work, because that's what that's doing, that's what that... Da, da, da.
So Tristan hears this, and he thinks about this feeling that he's currently feeling, and he tells her, pay attention. And then he tries to take another step forward towards the machine.
You take a step forward, and as you do, your eyes turn icy grey blue. It's so easy to step through here. You feel the weight of your steps. You feel the hilt in your hand, as though it's your hand, as though it's not his.
Takes another step forward.
Your back straightens. You roll your shoulders, feeling the sinew move.
He turns and looks at Oliviera. Or it...
You see these grey-blue eyes looking at you. Everything about the face, everything about the bearing has shifted.
Hello?
Tristan's mouth moves. Those things out there, they're predators, trust me, I would know. And I believe that is what's calling them through. Whatever magic it is, destroy it.
I agree. But how?
The thumb flicks on the cane sword and it comes clear from its scabbard.
I step back slightly.
Tristan,
After you.
a voice in your head, so similar to the one that's always there. Well, young man, shall we do this together?
There's just this sense of internal agreement.
The sword is whipped across the vacuum tubes. All of you hear the sound of shattering glass. And all of you are momentarily blinded by the light of a crisp winter dawn filtering through the windows beside you.
Alice is gonna go and like rush over to it and look out just to clarify like what she's seeing and like.
There is light coming in. You can see the snow around you. You can see people moving around on the street below.
Is Tristan Tristan?
Tristan's Tristan. Tristan stood there with his sword out, with only the vaguest memories of what's just happened.
Oh. What?
His eyes have returned to the normal shade.
Got my eyes fixed on him. They're fixed.
Nathaniel, you did see all this on transpire as well.
How different did the voice coming out of Tristan's mouth sound?
It was audibly Tristan's voice, but it was different. It sounded a bit older. It sounded a bit more serious, perhaps. Bit deeper, bit gravelier, bit more vocal fry.
Is it just the three of us up here at the moment who witnessed this? Is it just still the three of us?
At the moment, yes. Edmund and Alice were downstairs. We're down the ladder.
Okay.
That does appear to have been efficacious. Doesn't it?
At that point, Alice is like clambering up the ladder, and it's like, we're back. We're back in the real world. Or we're not where we were anymore.
Edmund Skip relaxes in your arms ever so slightly, as though he's been holding himself very, very tense for an extended period.
Is the house still breathing?
The house feels like a house.
Okay. I'd like to just take another look at this machine, if that's all right. Just while people are conferring, if that's what people are doing. Just take a moment to see if I can figure out any more about it. How it might relate to the machinery that I was shown earlier, that kind of thing.
I'm going to say, given you had it on before, you're not, and now that it's damaged, you're not going to get any more than you got from the
That's fair.
2 success levels at the moment. It's very, very large. I'm going to say it's standing larger than a person, and it's made predominantly of metal and glass, so it'd be difficult to shift. You could certainly take some pieces with you if you wanted to examine them, but...
Yes, please. You know me too well.
So you realise that one of these sort of vacuum tubes that has like a brass bracket around the edge, it's possible to sort of...
Yeah.
You realise it's possible to unpick and yank one out.
I'm going to do that.
Can I look specifically at how long this machine has been here?
Looking at it, make me a perception notice roll. Yes, you may add elementary observation for this.
3 levels of success.
It looks like it's been installed quite recently. The disturbed dust, the fact that it hasn't had much chance to accrue dust itself, it looks like it's probably been installed in the last couple of days.
Having seen that, Nathaniel is gonna clamber down the ladder. It would seem the new owner of this house is somehow in contact with Dr. Saris.
That doesn't surprise me. He seems to be involved with everything going wrong these days.
For a living man, he does descend to haunt us by the day.
Oliviera would like to take this opportunity to, just very subtly, for no reason whatsoever, unjam the derringer.
You're able to sort of get the hammer so it's moving freely again.
Mm-hmm. And puts it away.
Now that the danger has momentarily passed, I think we should contact both the police and our employer, in whichever order we feel is more prudent. Unless, of course... And then she sort of looks around at everybody who has been through the ringer. Unless, of course, we'd like some time to decompress.
I don't know what we would even say to the police, all things considered. So perhaps just Hillary would be the correct play at the moment.
Well, understood. Although, I will say we could simply tell them he hired us to investigate because he suspected some sort of disturbance, and when we arrived... well, things were like this.
How many times do you think we can contact the police or be in touch with the police, considering the things we've been in touch with before they start getting suspicious of us instead of the people we point them to?
Fair point. Still, I don't think it would be prudent to simply leave this house full of corpses.
Well, I do suppose it would be worth investigating whether or not there are still corpses here.
I was going to suggest, if nothing else, we go back to the room with the knitting and see if further messages are present.
I suppose we can do that, no harm.
Let us see what this place is with the antiseptic of day.
What would you like to examine first?
On our way down, because I'm assuming we're heading towards the drawing room, the study, we pass by the bedroom where we kicked down the door, right?
Yes.
Tristan's going to poke his head in there.
All of the ichor is gone. All of the ichor is just faded away.
Is the door still smashed?
It is, yes.
Oh, okay.
That does make cleanup considerably easier. Shall we?
Indeed.
We're heading to Clementine's study. You can go in. The room is... The atmosphere is very different, but the room remains largely the same. The same machine, the same site of the typewriter, the shelves. Everything else is untouched and unmoved.
There's nothing further after the message about not knitting.
Nothing on that piece of paper, no. The piece of paper with that message is still there, but nothing else is. Or rather, she didn't type it, she merely mined it out on the keys. She couldn't seem to manipulate them.
Okay.
Actually,
Do I get...
Hmm.
Sorry, I was just going to say, is there the sense that whatever presence was here in the form of that phosphorescent cloud has gone?
Certainly no other sign of it.
Okay. I think we should probably see if there are bodies around still. Like, to what extent has the house... Well, to go back to your phrasing, Tristan, to what extent has the house sanitized itself after the fact? Is it just the remains of those creatures that have gone, or is it everything associated with?
That remains to be seen, but we may
Yeah.
undertake a search.
You may check that. And she sort of takes out the mechanism. I'm going to see if I can do anything with this.
Mechanism is very broken.
Hmm.
Would you like me to take a look?
Certainly.
Anything? Or
It's going to take a very long time to try and put this together. You do not have a schematic. It is literally just broken
Okay.
and bent pieces of machinery. It has been smashed to smithereens.
I
I'm
am
gonna-
happy
To give you a
keep
sense, this is
hold-
a weeks sort of thing rather than
Yeah.
minutes or hours.
I mean, if you'd be happy for me to do so, Alice, I do have some qualification and some experience in engineering work such as these. I'd be happy to take a look.
Alice is going
If
to
you'd
pause
rather
for
have
a
it
second.
in your
and-
possession, that's fine.
Alice is going to take a second and sort of look down at it. And in her head, she's going to remember Mrs. Radcliffe saying, like, if you find anything, bring it to me. No, you can take a look at it. Just, do your best.
Thank you.
So you give
I
the remains of the
promise
mechanism
I
to
will.
Yes, she does.
Olivia looks down at it and she's like, I promise I'll return it I promise it won't be any worse when I get it back to you. And kind of puts it away very neatly in her doctor's bag. Probably wrapped up in some like spare bandages or something just to stop it from falling apart further.
And I assume we're going to go look at the rest of the house and check it for...
Sure.
As you
Stuff and
reach the
things.
ground floor, all of you, barring Edmund, have the coppery smell of blood hit your nose. The parlour is a grisly sight, illuminated by the soft winter light coming through. Broken, distended jaws, torn throats. All arrayed around this round table. The remains of this seance. Blood still pooled over the table and the floorboards.
Place it is, I suppose.
How far is fingerprinting come in this time period?
I am going off memory, but I believe it was quite rudimentary, but beginning to be developed.
Yeah, then if we don't come forward ourselves, they might, find all of ours across this house.
To be clear, fingerprinting may be being developed unless I don't believe records of fingerprints were held. You could use them to compare, but you wouldn't be able to run a search against fingerprints or anything like that.
There.
To confirm, fingerprints were known. They had been identified as a thing in 1880s, but they were not yet in practical use for anything even remotely like criminal identification.
Thank you, Sean. Of course I knew, but it's that thing of like, if it was a pub quiz, I'd give it a punt, but I'm not certain.
I would say that it may be in our best interest to simply relay this to our employer and to allow him to choose what course of action he deems prudent in this matter.
Indeed. That takes the responsibility, well, not responsibility, but it takes the onus off of us and keeps us unattached to the situation.
Shall we then?
I suppose so. No time like the present.
Are you all leaving the house then?
Yes.
You're able to make your way out through the same window that you made your way in through, given no one of you is able to find the key that seals the mortise lock on the front door. The gates still stand, the chain wrapped loosely around them, but unlocked. You're able to make your way back out into the cold and the snow. Edmund, you realise before you step out, as do you, Nathaniel, that you might want to wipe your hands down on the snow to try and clear away the remains of the blood that is there. And very quickly, you're on mute, Sean, just before we go.
Yes. I'm going to use some holy water to wash my hands of the entire escapade. And then Edmund is going to suddenly stand bolt upright and clutch his head, which is now bereft of hat, and go, "Oh, piss and bones." And he's going to dash back into the house to find his hat. As soon as he is inside the house, he's going to take the hat out from his pocket and put it on his head. And he's going to go up the house into the attic, and he's going to have a look at this mechanism that he didn't get to see, that he heard people mumbling about from a distance. And he is going to do a perception notice roll to see what he can see about this, because what he wants to know is if he can see, because he knows a little bit about certain things, and he knows that anything that's produced by anyone, particularly of quality like this, will have a manufacturer's mark on it, some kind of hallmark of who produced it, or some kind of indicator. So I'm going to roll for that and anything else I might glean from it, if that's okay.
It's entirely fine. Please make me your perception notice roll.
Beautiful scout.
Is 21 for 6 levels of success.
Makes up for all the flubs.
You know when the dice just
beautiful
know?
Man.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh God, what do I do with this? This is one of those things like, oh God, I thought I got it scot free, and then it was this meddling urchin. Okay. He's been very clever, Edmund. He's been very, very clever, but not quite as clever as you. Because it's clearly when he's repurposed a brass bracket off a different machine that he's neglected to remove that maker's mark of Found Hope Industries. I will also, because of the sheer bonkersness of that examination roll, give you a +3 bonus to an intelligence engineering roll, plus also your inventor, to glean some information from how the machine works.
Excellent. So just repeat that to me again. Sorry, the engineering...
Yeah. So you're effectively adding +5 because you get +3 from your perception notice and +2 from inventor and engineering intelligence.
Okay,
So you've got a +5 modus on engineering intelligence.
excellent. And I'm going to drama point this as well.
It's +15.
So exciting.
Yeah, that's valid. That's an entirely. This is a dramatic moment. You're entitled to do that.
29 for 8 levels of success is the highest I could possibly have rolled at all.
Okay. On 8
I
levels
could
of
build
success.
it.
Has anyone ever
You
rolled
think
that high?
you could? You think you could? Not this far in the campaign. I think this is the highest roll we've had so far. The name spectral engine is what comes to mind as you examine this. You can see how all of these components are designed to interact together to create a resonance. And that resonance is the golden ratio. It's keyed into what you understand based on everything you've managed to glean from what education you've had and what you've put together. Even just by examining things in the environment, you notice those same numbers coming up again and again and again. You think what this machine does is thin reality. Thin whatever the layer is that separates this world from the next, the others. You think you could build something similar based on what you're able to put together.
I will take no notes. I will take nothing with me. I will simply just bank that for later reference. And then I will loudly clatter about the rest of the house, cursing under my breath, and then eventually come back outside wearing my hat. Sorry about that, everybody. I'm so... I don't know when it happened. I don't know how it ended up, but I got it back anyway. Sorry, everyone.
Who amongst us? Tristan doesn't finish the thought. Just who amongst us?
I just have not lost a hat.
I do appreciate your patience. Thank you.
Not at all.
Are you heading back
I could
to
see the
Whitechapel?
cogs turning over with Nathaniel.
Do I want to roll to spot any lie in that? Do I want to make that?
I'm wondering. I kind of
I'm
don't.
gonna
want
say.
to.
I'm gonna say this is
It's
one of
so
those
good.
times. I'm gonna say as the GM, just let it roll. Just let it
Yeah.
roll.
Yeah, that's
So
what I
good.
was thinking too. Like, me, Reno, the player, wants it so bad, but Nathaniel wouldn't be suspicious at all. It's...
Least of all of Edmund.
It's
Exactly.
Edmund. It's
Yeah.
Edmund. Genteel, innocent Edmund.
There are so many other, like,
There's other
mysteries
so many
going on. Yeah.
People in this
You have
party who
other
are more
suspicions.
sus.
Mm.
Oh.
Okay. You step out from the house onto the street. You manage to time it so that it's a moment where there are no carriages, there are no passers-by. It's another 2-hour walk through the snow of Whitechapel, of the snow of London, back to Whitechapel. It's cold. It's been a long night. And Nathaniel in particular, you are bone tired, wounded, and in pain. When you reach the disused factory of the Whitechapel Matchstick Company, you can see, before you reach the gate, that curl of smoke coming from the chimney. Enter through the gate left open. Make your way around and knock on the door. Takes a moment for Mrs. Carr to open the door. She looks tired and careworn. You should come in.
We would love
It's
to.
freezing out there. Once you've stepped in, she closes the door behind you. The warmth immediately starts to cause the snow that's gathered on your lapels to melt. Can I get any of yous drink or tea?
Oh, some hot tea would be lovely right about now.
Mm.
I wouldn't say no if you have just the teensiest sip of whiskey for it, but...
Certainly. She steps into the kitchen and you can see her pouring from the kettle into a pre-made tea service, clearly ready for your arrival. And she brings it through with her to the room where you met with Hilary Wright before. The fire has started to die down to embers in the grate, and the chair sits empty. Came down this morning. It all taken too much out of him, I think.
Did I perception notice this? To kind of, I don't, like, he was old, but he didn't seem like he was at death's door. Edmund isn't buying that at all. Can I do a notice or something?
Make me
to
a
see-
perception notice roll.
Yeah.
Actually, Alice is going to as well.
Yeah.
3 levels of success.
No levels of success.
On 3 levels of success, this woman is genuinely heartbroken. She's trying to cover how heartbroken she is, but she is genuinely caught out by what's just happened.
Okay.
And from what you saw before, in concert with this, they did seem to hold each other in genuine affection and esteem.
Okay. Having seen that, Edmund is probably going to guide her to the chair and get her to sit down, and he will sort the tea.
Thank you, love. I'm sorry.
I think Oliviera would go over and comfort her.
Oh, no, I'm
Doctor's
just being...
bedside manner and all that.
He wasn't doing well after you left. And he's, he and I talked for a good long while. And he knew he didn't have long. He'd known it for... When he asked me to make the arrangements to get you here, he also called for a solicitor. She kicks the empty chair slightly with her heel, like, trust you to leave me to handle this. He didn't have he didn't have much money left. She sort of plucks a envelope and sort of proffers it out to you, whoever wishes to take it.
Tristan takes it.
Opening it?
Yeah.
It is a notarized and fully legally compliant copy of the deed to the Whitechapel Matchstick Company's factory, signed over to the names of Oliviera Rice, Tristan Carleone, Alice Hawthorne, Nathaniel Wolfe, and Edmund Caleb Grimshaw. contained within. There is a letter of apology that he misled you, and that he was not able to pay you monetarily for the job you undertook for him, along with a request to ensure that Mrs. Margaret Carr is allowed to stay on the premises for as long as she wishes.
My God.
Tristan's read this all aloud, and he turns to Margaret. I do hope that you know that you are welcome here for as long as you care to be welcome.
Well, that's kind of you. I wasn't in... Well, I didn't know what I was going to do. I hadn't thought that far ahead.
You left us the entire premises?
That does
So we
appear to be
have
the case.
To be honest, he's not been paying me much for the last... I've been able to go to his bank and use what's left to feed us and keep us in firewood, but that's been it for a long time. Granted, food and board is... in a place like this is more than most people get.
I'm sure we can come to certain arrangements, and perhaps it may be possible or prudent to parcel off some smaller portion of the land, or...
Oh, I've got my room upstairs. I'd rather stay in there if that's okay with you.
Why? Were you not going to?
Parcel off the land? I'm not sure I follow
No.
then, sir.
So we've got the whole surroundings of the... how big is the land?
Have a factory.
It's a large factory building in essentially a very large courtyard. It's not a massive holding, it's just this building, effectively.
Gotcha.
And the plot of land it sits on.
Well,
Is it
then,
divided into rooms, or is it just one huge factory floor?
It's a lot to go through now. I suggest
No,
we
no,
leave
fair,
that
fair,
for
fair,
a
fair.
future
Yes.
conversation, because that's probably going to take a bit more time. But it's a very large building. It's effectively it's about 6 stories.
Well, we shall essay to ensure that this is put to the best possible use.
Yes, of course.
I think that's probably why you consider it fitting payment.
Absolutely.
Edmund, do you bring over tea?
Yes. I've been preparing tea and bring it over and distribute it to anyone who wants it.
She pulls a small flask out of her pocket, uncorks it, pours a fairly significant glug into the tea,
Yeah.
seals it, puts it back into some hidden pocket.
Well, this is so generous. I only wish we had better news.
What happened? What?
It would seem that the seance they did went
No.
terribly wrong.
No, tell me she's all right.
There was nobody there who was still living when we arrived. I'm so sorry.
Oh, piss and bones.
Just kind of put a hand on an arm, hand on a shoulder. Just.
Devil, take that foul prick. What happened?
Well, the details might be a bit unbelievable to you. But, as I said, I think the seance went wrong.
I think the key thing is that Lady Clementine should now be at peace, if nothing else. And I don't think anything else is going to happen in that property that's going to cause any kind of problems. I think we solved
Hopefully
that
not.
for now, at least in the short term. If there's specifics you want, and that's fine. Don't mind talking you through them. But at the same time, it's maybe best that we don't and just save you that grief. With respect, of course.
When you say she's at peace, I could have swore I heard her voice last night. That's why I came to check on him.
What did you hear?
I could have sworn I heard him talking to her. We've been in the same place as people long enough, you can hear their voices through the walls and know it's them. Could have swore I heard them having a conversation. I came down here and he was...
Well,
They're together.
Right you are, miss. One moment. She reaches out and pinches the fabric of your clothing, Nathaniel. You all right under this?
I'm fine.
Well, you might be fine, but you can't go wandering around like that. I've got a needle and thread and I can clean this up a bit before you have to... Let me be useful.
That would be very kind. Thank you.
Well, welcome home, I suppose. With that,
Is the fire still lit? Sorry.
it has burnt down to embers.
Olivia is going to go and kind of look into it. And there's just a little moment of just
Thank you.
half to herself, half to just in case anything might hear it. Just in case. She doesn't want anyone else to see her doing that. Because she doesn't believe in ghosts.
As each of you look around the walls of what is now yours, as snow melts on the window panes of the kitchen, as Maggie Carr looks out and tears stream down her face. We will call this episode of Lanterns of London to a close. Each of you will get 4 experience points.
Sick.
And each of you will gain 3 downtime actions, representing a month and a half of in-universe time, bringing us into January of 1889. However, one of those downtime actions will be reserved for making some small part of this new abode your own. And with that, good night, everyone.
Good night,
Good
all.
night.
Good
Thank
night.
you.